Right back at it in the start for the Division II eights. This is a repechage with 4 boats on the course. Top 2 boats advance to the grand final, and then the remaining 2 will move on to the petite final. These races to be run on Sunday. So in lane 4, farthest from shore will be Barry University. Lane 5, Mercyhurst. Lane 6, FIT. And in lane 7, closest to us, UC San Diego.
So as we're catching up to the crews, they're about 5 strokes away from crossing into the first 250. Your early leader is UC San Diego out of lane 7. They've got a half a deck over Mercyhurst, who has that current second position. But then all boats are within about a deck to a deck and a half. Because now that they're going into their base pace, watch out for lane number 4, which is Barry. They're definitely starting to inch back into Mercyhurst. But your current leader still is UC San Diego, about half a deck to a full deck over Mercyhurst. But then here comes also Florida Tech. Florida Tech now is starting to reel in Mercyhurst for that second position. So second is still up for grabs. They all know top 2 go to grand final. First 500 is coming up in about 6 strokes. Currently now, Florida Tech has that second position, but it's still UC San Diego in the lead.
Yeah, UC San Diego doing a nice job here, but it is still very close, and Florida Tech just found some speed there. They just put on a move at 500 meters because it was pretty much dead level between Florida Tech and Mercyhurst until they got to 500 meters, and now it's a little more than a deck for Florida Tech over Mercyhurst for second and third, but it is still University of California, San Diego with almost a half a length, and they're just gonna, as we've said before, try to play defense down this beautiful flat race course. But it's 2 that are gonna move through to the grand final. This is the 8s of Division II women's rowing here at our 2018 NCAA Rowing Championships. And then the remaining 2 boats, which currently are Mercyhurst and Barry, are going to have a match race on Sunday. But out in front, it continues to be UC San Diego, although it's gotten a little bit closer. Florida Tech is found a little bit of speed. We talked about them taking a move at 500, but they found a little bit more speed and have closed a couple of seats on UC San Diego up front. So it's very close, but these 2 boats are pacing each other away from the very close Mercyhurst Barry race that's going on about 3/4 of a length behind them. So we still have almost fully connected field here as we approach 1,000. It's very close. Barry may not quite be connected to your 2 leaders, but it's almost 2 match races within this race as we come through 1,000, Mary.
So if you remember in the earlier the day during the heats, UC San Diego was leading their respective heat for pretty much until the last 500, last 200 meters when they lost that lead. So they did this again. They had a great first 1,000. So what I'm hoping that they can do is dig deep within themselves and really put together a second 1,000. It gives us so much confidence going into the grand final tomorrow. They currently still have first, about a seat. Maybe not now that I just finished that statement, because Florida Tech is rowing a Resolute compared to UC San Diego's boat, Hudson. So whoever's now crossing the line, the lane markers, it still is UC San Diego, about half a seat over Florida Tech. But both boats and both teams are looking very calm, very confident when their blades are in the water. They're very confident going side by side against their competitors. They both have open water over Mercyhurst, and Mercyhurst has a couple seats over Barry.
Yeah, if this holds up and we have UC San Diego and Florida Tech moving through, I mean, you're talking about 2 boats that have not had more than 15 feet separating them all the way down the race course. And then looking up at this match race that's going on for 3rd and 4th place, Mercyhurst and Barry, if it holds up, they're going to have literally a match race against each other again on Sunday. That's going to be an awesome race because those 2 boats have been no more than 15 feet apart all the way down the race course. So it's UC San Diego trying to go start to finish, but they are really being pushed hard by the Florida team here, Florida Tech. And then there's a little bit of open water between those two boats out in front that are trying to put themselves in that grand final in these women's Division II 8s. Over the two boats trailing, it's Mercyhurst slightly ahead of Barry, but they are still close to one another as they come towards you, Adrian. We will pass it off, but it's UC San Diego trying to hold off Florida Tech.
Absolutely. As they passed over, the camera is right at the 1,500 meter line, so I can see exactly where the bow balls are as they cross over that marker. And at that point, UC San Diego had maybe 2 feet over FIT. And as they come into the spectator area, it looks like they're still holding on to at least a seat lead. And as they crank up the stroke rate, let's see if they can hold on to that. FIT also trying to get those direct catches, getting a lot of swing and power out of that boat. But I think UC San Diego is going to hold on to that spot as the leader, followed just very closely by FIT. Those will be your top 2 boats that will move on to the grand final. In really tight here between Mercyhurst and Barry coming into the final strokes. From my vantage point, I'm not sure that I want to take a guess as to who that 3rd or 4th position is, but maybe going to Barry for that 3rd place spot. Just slightly over Mercyhurst. And there are your Division II top 8s. Top 2 boats, UC San Diego and FIT unofficially, followed by Mercyhurst and then Barry University